Welcome to Guns Gear Network, everyone. I want to bring you this review this afternoon about a product I received from Tools, and it is the Guyline Adjuster Kit. I'd used Guylines plenty in the past for camping and so forth, and I was researching some products, and I knew they make Guyline adjusters, and I'll show you what that is here in a minute if you're not familiar with it. But they come in really handy if you are camping or anything like that, and a lot of other uses. And I'll show you kind of some other uses, and we'll talk about those. But like I've told you before, if you watch my channel, very rarely will you hear a negative review from me because I do such extensive research on product prior to my purchase, because I want to make sure I make an informed purchase. Well, what I do with my channel is share that knowledge after all my research and stuff, and once I get the product in, I'll review it and tell you guys what my thoughts are, but I'm 99% sure going into it that I'm going to get a quality product just based on all the research. So I started researching around, and I ran across this company called Tools through Amazon. And I reached out to a gentleman, the owner of the company, named Kevin, and I told him that I had a gear review channel, and I told him I was interested in one of his Guyline kits. Would he be interested in sending me one for a review? And he said, sure, be glad to. So after some emails back and forth, we got everything set up, and he sent them out, and I got the package in sometime last week, and I'm just now getting around to the review. I've had a lot of other things going on, had a few other reviews ahead of his, but today I'm going to do that review. So what is a guyline? A guyline is basically a line that holds something taut or holds something steady a lot of times. So it can also be used to, say, stake down a tent or a tarp, that sort of thing. Well, if you're not a Boy Scout and understand all the knots that you need to know, let's say for camping or prepping or survival or anything, this may be your answer, because a lot of times one of the most difficult things to do is to take a piece of cordage and between 2 points and keep it taut. There's a special knot that you use to do that. Well, this right here kind of takes the guesswork out of that with this system here, and in my opinion, it can be almost a lifesaver. Because let's say you're cold, you're disoriented, that sort of thing. You may or may not know how to tie that knot, but let's just say you do know how to tie those particular knots. It may be difficult, especially if you're cold or you're having to wear gloves or anything like that, disoriented, and you're trying to build some type of shelter and to be able to save yourself in a situation. So these right here are Guyline adjusters, and there's all different variations and styles. And when I got to researching, one of the reasons that I chose this company and these particular Guylines is because when I looked on Amazon, he had around 142 reviews, and all of them 5-star. So that's pretty good, guys. Whenever you have because usually somebody, even by user error, will give a negative review. This guy had 142 reviews on Amazon with a 5-star rating. That's super good. So I said, hey, if that many people like it, then I'm going to try getting some myself. Well, some other ones I saw didn't get those type reviews because they said the cord slipped, this, that, and the other, various different reasons. So how does this work? And I'm going to take this outside here in a minute. I've got a Guyline staked out using a tent stake, but I'm going to show you how this works. So you have to go through this hole here. You go through one side, doesn't matter which side you're on. You go up and over. And if you can't remember how to do this, what I do to learn things a lot of times is I'll create a little ditty. So I may go up the hole, down over the hill. See how this is bent? So I'll say over the hill, down through the hole again, I chase the rabbit, or whatever the case may be. Just some little ditty kind of remind you, oh yeah, it's up through the hole. And it's down. See, if you go up through the hole, you know it goes up. And if you say down the hill, it's curved. So I know up and down the hill. So then you're going to need to tie just some kind of granny knot on the back side so it don't pull through. All right, so this is what it would look like this. All right, so this portion here would be the portion, let's say, on a stake. and then this portion here is the section that you would pull tight, and I'll show you a minute how this adjusts. So what do you get with the kit? All right, so you get let's see, you get 10 of these adjusters, and they come in this pack here just like that. You get 10 of those adjusters, and you get 50 foot of reflective guy line. This is 2.44 millimeters, and it's reflective. So if you've ever gotten up in the middle of the night or been around camp, somebody has tripped over one of your guy lines that you've got holding your tent down, staked out. Happens every time. So this right here will keep you from doing that. I don't think it's glow in the dark, but it is reflective. So if you shine a light, it's kind of like one of those safety vests. If you shine a light, you will see there's woven into this material here. It has reflective material woven in. And Kevin told me, he emailed me and said this cordage is pretty stiff, if you see. But he says it loosens up over time, and the reason he said it's stiff is because of this reflective material that's woven in. He said, but it will relax over time. But, you know, to me, it doesn't matter if it's stiff or not. So anyway, you get 50 feet of that, and it's reflective. It's also, if you look, it's kind of a neon yellowish color, which is also helpful for visibility. And then you get, like I said, 10 of these. These things weigh literally nothing. I would suggest that you put these, you know, about 10 of these in your go bag, your bug out bag, something, because these can come in handy, I promise you. So I know somebody's going to ask, will it fit 550 cord? And the answer is yes, because that's what this is. This is standard military issue 550 cord, just like that. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to take the camera with me. And I'm going to show you how it works with a tent stake. However, I'm going to give you one little more trick. These holes are fairly small right here. So what you're going to have to do, what I do, is I take my pocket knife and I cut this cordage at an angle. You just lay it on something like a piece of wood and just cut it at an angle. And then I burn the outer edge with that angle. So what's going to happen is, that way you got something that's a little more pointy that I can then stick through the hole and make sure it goes through. Then once it's through, you can burn it and do it round if you like. But the trick to this is cutting this at an angle first. It doesn't matter which angle, just a sharp 45-degree angle. Burn the edge, and that way it's a little more pointy so you can get it through these holes here. All right, guys, so we're going to go outside here real quick, and I'm going to show you how this works with a tent stake, and we'll be doing that now. All right, guys, we're heading out. I'm the one edit wonder. I don't do a lot. I'm just kind of one of those YouTubers that don't do a lot of editing and cutting out and so forth. So you get it raw in one take with me normally. So, okay, so here's your guy line. You see it staked out there, and it comes up to there, which is where this is. This is how you get it taut. And it goes up. And I've just got it simply wrapped around the tree. So let's say you were wanting a shelter, you could easily lay a tarp over this and get a shelter built. So let me show you exactly how this thing works. So to tighten and loosen this, you're going to simply try and get it in camera here, guys. You're simply going to, if you want to loosen it, you right here at the bottom, you just kind of push in and it loosens. If you want to tighten it, you got to pull this down and then push that up, just like that. And that is super tight, and it is not slipping. Now, any guy line could potentially slip just based on the wind blowing a certain way or something and kind of wiggling it loose. But I'm telling you guys, this one right here holds really, really well. That's why he's getting such good reviews on Amazon is because his system holds, and you can kind of get a close-up here of how it holds in place like that. And you notice I've got this, like I said, just tied off here, and then it comes around here around my tent stake and then up. That could easily hold a tarp very tight and secure. So like I said, guys, these right here are going to save you trying to sit there and tie knots, especially if you don't know how to tie the knots. This right here will definitely save you a lot of time and effort with that. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I want to thank Kevin over at Tent Tools for sending this out. Awesome product. These will definitely be going in my bug out bag, and making sure that I put them in there here today or tomorrow. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be bringing another video shortly, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good day.